Hey friends, this is Coach Tanisha Marie. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like, share. Hit the notification bell for updates on more upcoming videos. Right? To make big moves. Right? So, but it takes confidence. Right? It does take confidence, and you have to have the guts to do it, right? So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to go over like a quick lesson. And then I gave you guys the pamphlet so you can start looking at the 50 ways that you can start making some money like today. Mm-hmm. Right? I show people how to make at least $1,000 a month, right? From home, on your couch, you want to travel, wherever, right? There's drop shipping, there's e-commerce, there's Facebook, free. All these sites are free, like where you can start putting up stuff, you know, that you want to sell, you want to start a brand, whatever it is. You literally can start things for free. So my thing is, nobody should be broke in the 21st century. Amen. Nobody should be broke in the 21st century. You gotta have at least 10 grand in the bank, okay? And that only covers at least 6 months worth of bills. And if you don't have at least 6 months worth of bills, you are one paycheck away from being homeless. And that's unfortunate, right? And it's really only us. Like Lady G said, white folks, Jewish folks, Chinese folks, they got this thing packed down. We're the only ones that don't. 25 people registered. Everybody should be here. People couldn't come. Oh, this happened, that happened. You only doing yourself a disservice. You only doing your children a disservice. Right? This is for us to be able to move forward and build wealth. So if you guys have a pen, I gave you guys the paper. So if you guys have a pen, hopefully you do. If you don't, you can share. Raise your hand if you don't have a pen. If you guys have extra pens, if you can share pens, I got one right here. Because everybody needs to know this. Like, everybody needs to know and understand the 4 ways that money is made. So I'm an author. Some of you guys have bought my book for your children. My books are also in schools, right? My goal is to get my book into every school, right? I also have a book for adults on how to be an Amazon influencer, okay? We need to know how money is made. So, has anybody ever heard of the cash flow quadrant? Anybody heard of the cash flow quadrant or know what the cash flow quadrant is? What is it? So the cash flow quadrant, write this down, is the 4 ways that money is made. I teach from 3rd grade to 12th grade, and I teach this to the kids. Right? So I'm a contractor for DOE too, right? So I teach it to the kids, right? So this is why everybody should write this down. This is very important. And I'm not going to take too long with this because I actually have a whole 8-week course on this that I break this whole thing down to principals, teachers, and children. And believe it or not, principals that's making $300,000 don't even know this, right? And this is this basic stuff, okay? So anybody want to take a guess what the E stand for?
Employment.
Employee. Anybody want to take a guess on what is your biggest expense? What is your biggest expense?
As an employee, housing.
As a person.
Oh, housing. Rents. Rents. Whatever that is. Mortgage.
How much is that? Mortgage, rent. What else? Taxes. So taxes is your biggest expense. Employees are paying 40% taxes. Remember, like Lady G said, we got to understand what we're doing with our money. Right? Most employees don't even know. Even when I teach it to principals, they're like, what? I'm paying 40% in taxes. So if you're making 100 grand, right? Let's do a elementary school word problem, right? If you're making 100 grand minus 40%, what you bringing home? Adults. $60,000. Like, you only bringing $60K home.
Right.
The 40 is going to Uncle Sam. Unfortunately, right? Uncle Sam is getting half of your money. So this is when people start to realize, well, damn, this is why I'm living paycheck to paycheck. My taxes is too high. And guess what? Taxes go up every year. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, right? So that's the unfortunate part. So S, what does S stand for?
Self-employed.
Self-employed, right? Self-employed. Who's self-employed in here?
Me.
Self-employed.
Me.
Okay, self-employed.
Me.
So self-employed people are paying anywhere from 20 to 50% in taxes.
Oh, good.
Now here's the difference.
That's horrible.
Here's the difference, right? See, with an employee, right? With an employee, you can't hide from these taxes because the government already knows what you make, right? So they've taken it before you get it. As a self-employed person, the government don't know what you're making, right? So you have to actually tell them, right? And then you tax the rest. Some people never pay anything. Some people pay zero for years and years and decades, right? And it's legally, but they do it legally, right? So what Lady G said, everybody's not cut out for entrepreneurship, but everybody should have some type of side business or some type of side hustle to lower your taxes. B, what does B stand for?
Business owner.
Business owners. Big business owners. Y'all want to take a guess how much big business owners are paying? And big business owners are people, here's the thing, big business owners is 100+ employees. Okay? So you want to guess how much taxes big businesses are paying?
10%.
How much?
It's lower.
They'll be out of business paying that amount. No.
10 to 20%.
Yeah, so 10 to 20%, or never, nothing. Again, just like self-employed people, right? This is now even bigger. So they have employees, and employees are write-offs. Employees are write-offs. So now they don't have to pay anything because they have a lot of expenses, right? So it's important that everybody in here has some type of side business, hustle, whatever. Because if not, all you're going to do is just keep giving the government all your money and then looking for handouts. Right? All right, I.
Investor.
Investor. Okay. How much taxes investor pay? How much? How much taxes do investors pay?
Not
5% or less. Okay? So here's something that you guys need to understand. Employees pay the highest tax. Investors pay the lowest tax. Okay? This is considered earned income, right? And this is considered to be capital gains. Capital gains is taxed at the lowest level. How many of you guys are investing in stocks right now? One person? That's terrible. 2. How many? 2.
3.
Okay. So you guys broke this down, right? So now you know the tax, right? Like Lady G was talking about, right? Okay? So everybody in here should be investing in some type of stock. How many of you go to Walmart? How many of you go to Target? How many of you have T-Mobile, Verizon? How many got an Apple iPhone right now?
Nikes.
How many buy Nikes all the time? All of those are companies that you can invest in. right? All of those are companies you could be investing in. So, everybody got this?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you know why it's important to have you a side hustle so you can lower your taxable income. Right? It don't make no sense to keep paying the government year after year after year after year and then wanting handouts year after year after year too. At some point, when does the insanity stop?
So when y'all get those tax refunds, put it in something that'll grow it and not lose it.
Right. So we're gonna look up right now, get my phone. So Nike, right? Amazon, who shops on Amazon?
Ooh, everybody.
Who shops at Walmart? Who has an Apple phone? Apple, okay? So we're just gonna look these up. Let me get my other phone. That's my phone right there. Pink one. So we're gonna look up the amount that each one of these stocks cost, and you guys need to write this down. So Nike. So there's an app called E-Trade that you can actually download. That is free. eTrade.com. Okay. So the Nike. I'm gonna go to Nike. So I'm gonna log on. So how much you guys think a Nike stock costs?
$200.
No, $20.
No.
$50.
Let's see.
102.
How much?
102.
Sorry.
Let's see.
102. Are you cheating? Yes.
Oh, you looked it up? All right. Nike stock for one is $102.73. Nike's cost more than $102 anything. You should own Nike stock. I see people Nike down, but you don't have no Nike stock. So you're paying them, but they're not paying you. It don't make sense, right? That don't make no sense. Amazon, what do you think Amazon is? And don't look it up. Use your brain.
$59. Oh, so I was missing $159. I'm sure right now in your Amazon cart is more than $159. I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay? Next, what we at? Walmart. Let's see what Walmart is. I'm sure everybody go to Walmart for something. 180.
160.
I feel like we're on person's right.
$164.29.
I'm about to be you. Like, wait.
$164.29. I'm sure every time you go to Walmart, you spending more than $164. I'm sure. So you're paying Walmart, but Walmart's not paying you. Let me see if Walmart pays a dividend. Walmart pays a dividend. What is Walmart dividend? Walmart is paying a dividend of 1.4% per share.
Wow.
So you can actually be getting residual income from owning Walmart. Right? Apple. Take a guess on what Apple is.
$200.
Let me see.
Oh, you put
192 went up. But still, a phone is almost $1,000.
An Apple phone, an Apple watch, an Apple anything.
Way over. That's even the AirPods.
1,000 plus. And these doggone kids, 5 years old, got $1,000+ phone.
Talk about it.
Sophie, parents. Society got me on the chokehold.
And they're paying a 0.49% dividend.
Oh, that's not bad.
So dividend, so when a company makes money, right, they have profits left over, they pay it out to their investors or their shareholders, basically. Right. So they pay dividend. Not all companies pay dividends. Right? Not all. I don't think Nike pay a dividend. Amazon don't pay a dividend, but you'll get capital gains. Walmart and Apple pay a dividend.
So are you seeing that you get This right here is 192.42 plus whatever the dividend is.
So the dividend, so you'll get 0.49% on each one. So if you got 10 of these, then you'll get that amount. The more you have, of course, the more you're gonna make, right? So again, your children should own stock because you can open up custodial accounts for them. You should also have stock. This doesn't make any sense. We keep buying Apple, we keep buying all of these things, and these things are not paying us. It doesn't make no sense. All we want is government handouts. No. We gotta stop it. It's terrible. It's a disgrace. And we are $4 trillion people. Makes me sick to my stomach. 4 trillion. Y'all know how much we spend on liquor? Don't get me started with this. Y'all know how much we spend on liquor? Take a guess. How much we spend on liquor? Anybody want to take a guess? That looks scared. You want to take a guess? Every year, how much do black people spend on liquor?
It's like 2.5 million or something like that. We're high consumers.
Y'all ready?
We got the most problems, okay?
Y'all ready?
That's why.
Y'all ready?
Am I lying?
Okay.
6.5 billion.
That whole devil is a whole lie. My
Liquor.
God.
Liquor. Shit that's fucking us up. We spending a whole bag on it. Our birthday, we turning up buying bottles on top of bottles.
Last time I was with this boy, shoot.
This is what we spend our money.
There was only people open during.
And ain't none of this paying us. Right? So I'm just saying this, right? Because I want you guys to really start thinking, right? And understanding that we do have the money.
Yeah.
People love to say, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. It's a broke mind.
This is true.
Right? It's a broke mindset. If we could spend 6.5 on liquor, we got 192 for a Walmart stock. Right? Like Lady G said, we're the only people that got to be convinced to invest, get life insurance, buy a house, all this other wealth building things. We're the only ones. We got to do better. So it's called each one, reach one. Right? You know this information. You have this knowledge. Now you go tell your sister. Now you go tell your cousin. Now you go tell your aunt. This is how it goes. So I developed something called wealth talk. I do it with my children. I do it with my family. I just bring them together. I tell everybody come to my house. I'm going to have some hors d'oeuvres or whatever. Y'all come. And we just start talking about building wealth. See, it takes somebody in the family to do it. Nobody in my family was doing it. Mom wasn't doing it. My dad. No. So it had to be me.
What attracted you? Why did you do it?
So I used to work as a social worker. I discourage everybody that wants to be a social worker. I discourage that.
Look how it helped you.
But the only thing about social work is that I was working for ACS. Everybody knows ACS.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was removing kids all the time. And I had to go to court to tell a judge why I removed the kids. I was depressed. I was borderline diabetes. I was like 350 pounds. I was like, this is not my life.
That's how we drink the liquor. You see?
I got fired. It's like when I got fired, bricks lifted off of my shoulder. Because social work is a stressful job. And the only reason I became a social worker is because I couldn't pass the math exam to be a teacher. Crazy. Crazy. That's the only reason. But guess what? I'm a math teacher right now. I'm teaching money.
Right.
I got a book on money.
Going to school.
Okay, yeah. So that's the only reason, right? And then once I started this whole journey, I started to realize we are at the bottom of everything but at the top of the wrong things. High blood pressure, black people dominated. Heart disease, we dominated. Dominated. Getting houses, we ain't got none. Businesses, we ain't got none. Stocks, we ain't got. So I'm passionate about helping us. Yeah, I care about people, right? But I'm passionate about helping us. We got to get ahead. Any information I got, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not gonna tell nobody, no. Because we can do better together. Right? That's like my whole thing. We can do better together. Right? And if you guys are gatekeepers, cut it out. Because Jewish people tell everybody in their community. Chinese people tell everybody in their community. You know something? Give it to your friend. You just heard from Lady G and Marsha. You know somebody buying a house, need life insurance? Boom. We gotta get into the wealth mindset. Okay? We gotta get into it. And thank God for me. Because I'm in the schools. And no one's teaching this stuff. I have parents come up to me saying, thank you for telling my kid this or teaching my kid this or giving the book. It's needed. So this is my life work. I'm going to do this until I die. Be in wheelchair, whatever.
Or until you're rich and you're not
Right.
no more.
Yep.
Right?
I'm going to tell everybody this. Find your purpose. Find your purpose. This marker has a purpose. Right? My clothes have a purpose. Shoes have a purpose. Right? Even animals know what their purpose is. The only people that don't know is human beings who don't know their purpose. 2024 is a year of release and action. It's time to release whatever you've been holding in. That book, write it. I have 4 books on Amazon, and I'm working on my workbook for the junior high and high school for my ABCs of Wealth Building. That business started. Stop being scared of everything. Stop being nervous of everything. It's a shame. Grown ass people scared to do everything. If you don't think you're worth $1,000, $2,000, or $10,000 to invest in yourself, nobody on planet Earth is going to think you're worth it either. So we got to get into this. Like, this is the thing. My mouth is money. I talk about this all the time. Strangers, family members, friends. Y'all see my social media? What I'm talking about is money, quotes, trying to motivate people, inspire people. That's it. I'm putting myself in a position to be in position. Right? So I want you guys to do the same thing. Put yourself in position to be in position to stay in position. Right? Nobody knew COVID was going to happen. How many people literally went broke in COVID? I had a pandemic. Online, because the government was giving out so much money, everybody online, I'm in position now. Right? So my business, I was fine. Like, I'm hearing people losing this and I'm like, wow. It's unfortunate.
I wouldn't know.
Right? So, but you gotta be in position, right? And again, if you guys don't have at least 10 grand in the bank, you're literally one paycheck away from homeless. Right? So just like what Marsha said, she talked about having savings and assets. What's your net worth? How many of you actually know what your net worth is? Most people's net worth is 0. We got to get out the hustle mentality of, I'm just trying to make it. I'm just hanging in there. We got to stop. Because all we're doing now is teaching our kids just to hang in there. It's terrible. Les Brown says 67% of people don't sleep because they worried about money. 67, you know how many people that is? So a lot of people that don't sleep because they worry about how they gonna pay their mortgage, how they gonna pay their bills. Here's a scary thing, but it's also an opportunity. I'm gonna tell you guys, 10 million people haven't paid their mortgages in 4 years. And the bank hasn't kicked them out yet because they don't have the manpower to kick all these people out. But guess what? 2024 is the year of the release. People gonna be homeless. The bank is hiring to kick people out. So if you know people, better tell them to pay it. Pay their mortgage because they're gonna be out. Right? So I want you guys to be open-minded, be open to opportunities, be open to new ways to making money. Everybody want to research to death and never make a decision. Oh, I'm gonna do research. Oh, can I think about it? You've been thinking about being broke for 20 years. How much more thinking you need to do? See, when I coach people, everybody, I can't deal with everybody. Because I'm like a no-holds-bar kind of person.
It's needed.
Right? Some people cry. And I literally fire clients. Like, I don't want to be your coach no more because you're not ready for this. You've been broke for 20 years. Now you done gave me 10 grand and now you crying I'm telling you to do a YouTube video? I'm done. Right? But thank God for me again. Right? Because I had a conversation with God. God said, Lord, I'm going to help you get you together so you can go help my people get together. So I'm a community leader. I also do big pop-up shops, right, which I love, right? I do them every year. Every year I'm like, I'm not doing it again. Then every year I'm like, I'm going to do it. Last year I had in Springfield football field, we had about 400 people. We had about 100 vendors. It was amazing. My goal is just to bring us together so that we can make money and keep the money within the community.
Amen.
Nobody's doing big pop-up shops. Nobody, right? Again, somebody gotta do it. If we keep pointing fingers, oh Mimi, oh Corey, nothing gets done. And guess what? The babies don't get nothing done either. They're gonna be worried about how to be transgenders. They're gonna be learning how to be transgenders and how to change their sex.
And then that's what I do.
So I want you guys to start thinking. Okay? I want you guys to start thinking.